Welcome to my 2024 weather highlight reel. This video will highlight the weather events I documented in 2024. The year started out documenting a rain-snow mix. Snow really wasn't an issue in 2024, nor was it harsh. In fact, I didn't document one ice jam last year. Now winter 2025 is off to a snowy start. The first 4 months of 2024 were wet. The heavy rainfall caused Slippery Rock Creek to swell. Swift current carried logs down the creek. I traveled to Kennedy's Mills and McConnell's Mills to document raging water. I wonder how many gallons of water are going over the dam. After drying off from the rain, I'm now into the fog. I documented a foggy morning in historic Saxonburg. And here's some fog at Roebling Park. The atmosphere cooled down on February 17th, and snow squalls roared through Moraine State Park. Heavy snow squalls were winter's last blast of the season. And also that morning, we did a hike on the North Country Trail. Nothing like hiking 5 miles through the snow with an oncoming snow squall. In this clip, visibility is almost zero. You can barely see across the lake. The sound of peepers are music to winter haters' ears. Easter Sunday, I documented beautiful daffodils at Butler County Community College. Be sure to check them out in spring of 2025. Flooding welcomed the month of April, and no, this is not a cruel April Fool's joke. Heavy rains once again caused the Connoquenessing Creek to spill its banks. The usual spots on Route 38 were closed to traffic due to flooding. The problem spots are near Hendricks and Thorn Run Road and a few miles up the road near Hoon Road. Ironically, flooding is always an issue near the water company. And this section of Route 38 near Hoon Road is notorious for flooding out. Water is flowing over the roadway. And remember, turn around, don't drown. Another area in Butler County that is prone to flooding is the community of Renfrew. Renfrew is located along the Connoquenessing Creek in Penn Township. Some of Renfrew was underwater due to heavy rainfall, and there is always somebody who has to drive through the water. It never fails. Never underestimate the power of water. A lot of people argue and say, well, I know the road. Well, if it's covered with water, there could be a sinkhole underneath, and that's the last thing you want, is to be caught in the sinkhole. There was a swift current on Connoquenessing Creek. The water was almost up to the bridge deck. Next, we're going to dry off and focus on the heavens. On April 8, 2024, a rare solar eclipse made its path through northwest PA. This was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me to get into the path of totality. I drove up to Edinburgh, PA, and waited in Walmart's parking lot for this once-in-a-lifetime event. It was really weird to see it go from bright sunny to almost dark in the middle of the day. It kind of reminded me of the time either at dusk or dawn. And it was dark for a little over 3 minutes. Once the sun came back out, there was a mass exodus out of Walmart's parking lot. Interstate 79 was like a parking lot, so I decided to take the long way home. I drove east into Erie County and then south. I'm like, if I'm going to be sitting in the car for 3 hours, I might as well see new towns and new areas. Here are some pictures I added of the eclipse. April was a busy year weather-wise. Here on Sunday, April 14th, I documented some severe storms in northwest PA. It was a beautiful spring day with lots of people out and about. I started the day at Moraine State Park.
Happening or a storm is imminent.
I watched as the skies darkened.
camera on a tripod. Went to church services.
Storms looked more promising to my north, so I left Moraine State Park and headed to Lawrence County.
Came home.
Here I am driving on Route 108,
Cloud to ground lightning strike.
and the storm was severe warned.
There were still a lot of people out and about Moraine, so hopefully shelf cloud.
This storm produced a photogenic shelf cloud,
I'm getting radar. Ooh, radar, but
and it was a lightning
warning
producer.
watch area is not showing up. Now I'm looking north. Let me get some pictures since I'm not driving. Oh, hangy cloud. Don't think it's a wall cloud, but I'm gonna keep my eye on it. Looks like a wall cloud is trying to form. It just changed shape. And getting some rain on my windshield. So I'm watching that cloud like watching a toddler apple, watching it closely. Check out my video, Spring Peepers along the Butler Freeport Trail. Doing some cross promotion here. I did that video last month.
When I reached Slippery Rock University, the storm was producing hail. As I was driving down Route 8, I documented a rare phenomenon called hail fog. Hail fog occurs when hailstones fall into a warm, moist air near the ground after a heavy storm.
It is my first time documenting it.
As I was heading home, more storms started to form, so I stopped here at BC3 to document another beautiful shelf cloud.
Keeping my eye on that cloud. I don't see any rotation, which is good. We don't want rotation because that means there could be a tornado. A lot of people.
And here is some beautiful structure driving into downtown Butler.
It's a weird looking cloud.
This storm produced a lot of lightning. And whenever I got home, we had another bout of hail. 3 days later, on April 17th, there was another round of severe storms that moved through the county.
Today is April
This is looking
17th,
east
and
at a storm that was
Western
severe warned in
Pennsylvania
Armstrong
and Ohio is
County.
under a tornado watch until midnight. Well, it has nice structure.
I left the Clearview Mall and headed south to Harcrest Community Park in Penn Township.
Around it either.
This is where I got Storm 2 of the day.
I wouldn't be surprised if
As the storm was approaching, I headed east to
not raining real
Winfield
hard,
Township
so I'm
Community
able to
Park.
sit in my car
Unfortunately,
and
the
video
storm
this shower
was a
cloud.
prolific wind
taking
producer
videos
and
through the
caused lots of
windshield.
power outages and
Sky lit
damage.
up.
Remember, straight line winds from a severe thunderstorm can do as much damage as a weak tornado.
Now, above the roof of the picnic shelter, I see scud clouds. Those are air particles.
So
that
you want to
rise
take
up into
all
the
severe
storm.
thunderstorm warnings
A lot of people
seriously.
mistaken them for funnel clouds. Funnel clouds are smooth, but scud clouds are raggedy like this one. And they change shape every couple seconds. It's got some nice structure. It was all over the place today. The mall. Ooh. Harcrest Park. Now Winfield Township. Just keeping my eye on this storm. Ooh. And I am looking west in Winfield Township. And I am looking west in Winfield Township. Getting some nice lightning bolts. Just keeping my eye on that. Looks like a wall cloud might be trying to form. So I'm just watching that lowering. Oh, lit up like a Christmas tree.
Oddly enough, I never really watched this video up close, but this scene just gives me the creeps. Just the way the cloud is shaped and the cell phone tower.
Just looking for rotation.
I guess if my videos scare me, that means I'm doing a good job.
It's kind of hard to tell with getting dark. So far I don't see any, but I'm just keeping my eye on it. It's kind of hard to see with that tree. But that lowering was just enough to get my attention.
After documenting flooding, an eclipse, and severe thunderstorms, I needed a break. I headed south to Florida to visit loved ones. Here I am just relaxing on my boogie board. I flew down to Florida at the end of April, so the water was still kind of rough. I only got 2 days in the water because the rest of the days there were rip current statements. And during my time at the beach, I did see somebody under the pier, and the lifeguards were blowing their whistles. This guy did not hear them, so the lifeguards had to go over and tell him to get back on the beach. I was treated to a nighttime launch of a SpaceX satellite.
This is it.
Those pesky clouds got in the way, but at least I got to see some of it.
Total eclipse on April 8th. dusky clouds.
Like the eclipse, once the launch was over, there was a mass exodus.
Traffic's going to be insane here pretty soon. Thankfully, I don't have to do any driving. My cruise dog's 1,000 miles away.
Meade Avenue is like a parking lot.
Brake lights.
And my flight back home was nothing but smooth sailing. It was no turbulence and blue skies all the way home. I decided to do a video as we were landing at Arnold Palmer Airport in Latrobe. That runway is only 8,000 feet, so the pilot doesn't have much time to stop. After returning to PA, it wasn't long until I was back out in the field. On Saturday, May 11th, I documented a tornado-warned storm as it came across the Ohio border into Lawrence County, PA. It was an unlikely day for severe weather, let alone a tornado-warned storm. The temperature was in the lower 50s and dew point was about 50. So it wasn't the best condition for storm development. However, there was a lot of energy in the upper layers of the atmosphere. The changing of wind direction way above our heads prompted a tornado warning to be issued because of rotation.
Going to this gas station. There's like plenty of parking.
Here is a very ominous sky. Thankfully, the storm weakened. Memorial Day weekend was an active time for severe storms.
Oh my gosh, some cloud to ground lightning.
I documented this one at the Clearview Mall.
Ready to intercept a strong line of storms. The storm has a history of producing strong winds and deadly cloud to ground lightning. Ooh, another bolt. Okay, this is looking southwest.
Severe warned. The next day, I was back at it at Harcrest Community Park in Penn Township.
Parts of Allegheny County. They're under a severe thunderstorm warning until 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Unfortunately, this is a dead zone for reception. This is how looking west. See, the darkened area is where heavy rain is falling. So that's the updraft. The updraft is where all the action takes place in the storm. It's where the heavy rain and the storm, of course, produced very heavy rain. And yes, I did get soaked whenever I stopped at the Dollar General in Penn Township.
For the wind shaking my car. And everybody seems to be going slow on Route 8. Florida.
As the temperature heated up, storms were far and few between. I documented this severe storm during the heat wave of June of 2024.
A heat wave is any time we have 3 or more days that are 90 degrees or hotter. And this is for the northeast United States. I was going to go swimming today, but I'm glad I decided not to. Figure I'm off work, but instead I got stuff done around the house.
July was a quiet month weather-wise. However, on August 6th, I documented this tornado-warned storm in Mercer County, PA. This storm actually produced a rare landspout tornado near Mercer. Camera's wobbly, so I just want to slow down so I can observe. Looking for any signs of rotation. This is looking west towards the community of Mercer. Right in front of you is a supercell storm, which is the strongest category of thunderstorms. The warning has been allowed to expire, but it still looks very ominous. Please do not let your guard down. I know I'm going to be getting wet here pretty soon. Oh, that sky is dark. Oh my gosh. On August 30th, the game between Butler and Brashear had to be delayed because of lightning.
There is a rain delay because lightning was spotted. There is a southwest of here going through Cranberry Township in the south. There's a text.
Here is a really beautiful view of the storm with the reflection of the setting sun.
Check radar. It's been about 5 minutes.
To tell you the truth, I don't even know who won the game.
Beautiful sunset.
After a quiet September, I was back in the field on October 6th.
And there's a line of severe
A strong cold front ushered in severe storms.
I could see the lightning.
And this storm produced a lot of lightning.
To the west,
after experiencing beautiful weather Friday and Saturday, the weekend came to a close with a severe thunderstorm warning. Earlier that day, I just returned home from a 2-night ladies' retreat.
I am just southwest Sunbury. I'm going to be heading towards Butler because I'm not a big fan of chasing storms at night because there's so many hazards like trees down power lines, and you can't see wall clouds or funnel clouds unless they're illuminated by lightning. Lots of flashes of lightning. One thing we do not want to see are power flashes. Really dark. See the reflection of my clock on my windshield. Ooh.
November 21st. A severe storm roared through Butler County once again. Heavy winds were associated with this line of storms. The same system of storms prompted a tornado warning in Pittsburgh, PA.
Looking straight ahead is the updraft of the storm. The updraft is where all the action takes place. That's where the heavy rain, hail, and or tornadoes take place. There's no rotation with these storms. So the chance of a tornado is extremely low. But this has some really good structure to it. So that darkened area, there you go, that's the updraft section. And it's starting to rain.
High winds blew a tree branch down, causing it to block Dutchtown Road. And right before Christmas, beautiful snowflakes blanketed Saxonburg. It looked like something out of a Charles Dickens novel. And here's a look at the beautiful gazebo at Roebling Park. I had an early doctor's appointment on Friday, December 20th, so I decided to stop in Diamond Park and document the snowfall. On December 29th, I documented my last storm of the year. A strong cold front moved through western Pennsylvania. My year ended by documenting this beautiful rainbow. Everybody have a happy and healthy 2025.